So today I came across an article on Yahoo News titled "Last Summer Was a Day Earlier, Scientists Claim. Last Summer Mystery Solved." And so the problem is between these Christians right now is they're trying to solve the inconsistencies. Whatever it takes, they need to solve it because, well, we're becoming a group of reasonable people in this modern society, and we really just can't stand the inconsistencies in the Bible. So the problem is inconsistencies in the book of Matthew, Mark, and Luke says the Last Supper, the few days before the execution of Jesus, came at the start of Passover. But in a different book, John claims it to be before Passover, and they're trying to create excuses for why that is. So the first misuse I see in this article is the word scientist. Scientists claim that there's nothing about science in this book. It's just people, not even historians, but they call them Bible experts, gospel experts. Finally came and solved the question, the age-old question, these two inconsistencies. So just at the start of it, these people are naturally biased. They're obviously going to come up with an answer towards their religion. They're not even going to examine any sort of evidence but one in this passage. So the only evidence comes from the Bible itself, and then the only one that's outside of the Bible is a calendar. Two calendars, actually, which they claim to be misunderstood. Two interchangeable calendars. That sounds much like the 2012 world's gonna end sort of type of theory. And we know already the premise is that the Bible is assumed to be a fictional book until proven otherwise, and they don't have the proof. So that's the premise, that these people already assume that the Bible is true. And we know from the Bible, if you're an atheist like me, you look at the Bible and you see talking snakes, people eaten by whales, and people rising from the dead. So the Bible itself isn't a reliable evidence. And their answer to this inconsistency is different calendars. The people in Mark, Matthew, and Luke use different calendars than John, even though there is no sort of evidence to suggest this. So, like I said, their evidence of a calendar is just a mere assertion. We don't know if they use different calendars. Either way, if we used the first calendar versus the second calendar, there are new inconsistencies that had to be created. That actually was created, and they even stated it. So, they're not even close to solving it, and they probably will never solve it because the Bible is a book of fiction. They're nowhere near. They're not anywhere closer now than when they started because they can't verify anything they said. And the book of the Bible book is based on faith. There is no evidence that Jesus even existed, but though he might have existed, based on what is passed down and just what is passed down, but there's no factual, no hard evidence that he even existed. And when you tell someone that, they're like, "What? He must have existed." I mean, there's just so many people that believe it that they no longer even question the most basic question ever. So the inconsistency now, the new inconsistency, is says here, based on and working on the basis that the crucifixion took place on April the 3rd. The Easter day would be April the 5th. Well, the inconsistency now is that the Bible states that Jesus would rise 3 days after he was executed. So it won't be April the 3rd. If this, based on this new calendar, his crucifixion is on April the 3rd, but Easter day would have to be April the 6th now, and that's a new inconsistency. So guess what? They're trying to change the date of Easter to correspond with this new random date they came up with that isn't even really based on reliable evidence. So not only are they making up random assumptions from unreliable and very few evidence, one evidence in fact, they're trying to cover up this new inconsistency with a new date, a new made-up date of Easter. So they're going to try to change it. So that's like if the Harry Potter book were to say Harry Potter was thought to be born before Obama became president in one section, but in another section it says Harry Potter was born after Obama became president. So then I would say, well, that's because the two claims are based on two different calendars. But I have evidence that the new calendar shows that Harry Potter was indeed born after Obama came into power. But now, Easter is 2 days before what it should be. So instead of throwing away this flawed assumption, now I'm going to change the date of Easter so that all traces of my inconsistency are gone. So now I can say all the pieces fit in the Bible. There is no inconsistency and everything in the Bible fits. When in fact, it only fits because I changed history so that it could fit. Occam's razor. Simplest answer is usually the correct one. The Bible is crap. Jesus most likely didn't exist at all, and if he did exist, it certainly wasn't how the Bible told it. So this is a case of reasonable people desperately trying to hold on to what they know is a lie. I am Nathaniel. Check out my new hub pages. The URL it should be in the description, but it's hubpages.com/profiles/Nathaniel Zoo. All right, see ya.